My name's Graham Sutherland. I've always had a passion for nature in one way or another, and I guess an understanding of nature as well. Like when I was young, I couldn't understand why people would think that things have to be taken great care of. If you plant something, you have to be in there watering it, and doing this for it, and doing that for it, and taking care of it, almost as if nature hadn't been here for millions of years before we even turned up, and that nature wasn't even capable of taking care of itself, that humans had to be there involved in the whole process just so that things could survive. It just seemed crazy to me. I thought, why, if all these things have been here for millions of years, why do we suddenly need to be out there watering them all the time and fertilizing them and pruning them and doing all these things that people do, digging and all the massive amount of work? I'm thinking, it seems like nature has been designed to take care of itself. So why can't we just have some small input that just helps things out along the way, you know? Okay, we might choose to plant a few things here and there, and we might help things get established a bit, and we might edit things a little bit, you know. Oh, you know, that's not doing too well, we might get rid of this and we might put something else there. But it's always seemed really strange to me that we have to go to an enormous amount of work when nature's quite capable of taking care of itself. So I've always explored this thing, you know. The simple start is like with no-dig gardening, you know. And it's eventually developed into what we call loving ecosystems. And it's getting away from the human-centric approach to things. Like, even if you think about the word, the environment, that's human-centric. It's talking about man's environment, what is around man. It's not that nature has an inherent worth in itself. It's only in what worth it has to man. So you can be an environmentalist and still be very selfish, because it's what we can get out of it, what beautiful things we can see, and what beautiful foods we can get out of it. And, oh, isn't these animals cute? Don't we love having birds in the garden? And things like that. But what about the things that aren't so cute, but may still be a vital part of an ecosystem, you know? Even things like rats and weeds and stuff like that. These sort of things can be really important parts of an ecosystem, and that help all the other things to get along. You know, everything is interconnected, interrelated, and they feed other things, and they stop various things from taking over and all that sort of stuff. So you can start with something like, when I first bought this property, this whole area here around the house was just bare, lifeless clay. A house pad had been bulldozed, and the house was 10 years old, and the house pad had been here for 10 years, and there was just about nothing growing here. And it was really rock hard clay, and I just got in and added a bit of gypsum and a little bit of chook poo and some mulch, and then threw in lots of seeds of legumes and grasses and things, and lots of weeds have come up by themselves. And if you just have a look here, you'll see that all of these things, they're creating soil. This is what came out of really bare, barren clay that had been like that for 10 years. But this is what, if you use nature, you can get nature to work for you. the weeds and the grass and the legumes and things that I've thrown in there, they're all creating soil. Even things like thistles are bringing up nutrients from down deeper, and when they die, you know, I get thistles stuck in my feet all the time and I have to pull them out all the time, but the amount that they contribute here, it's worth it, you know. And to get rid of such things, there'd be work involved, and there's no need to be removing weeds and things most of the time. There's only just a few sorts of things that sometimes I will decide I don't want. And for me, most because I walk barefoot everywhere, they tend to be nasty, prickly things, with the exception of thistles. If I get them on my feet, they're okay. But there's a few like prickles that man have brought in that I don't find on the property as a whole, that are only in areas where man has been here. They've been brought in on car tyres and on shoes and stuff like that. And I specialise in one species, like bindi eyes or car kiwiweed or something. And I just, every time I see one of those, I pull it out. Or I've even developed other things. I use a blowtorch. You know, if something has already gone to seed, I'll use a blowtorch, and that kills the seeds as well. The seeds that have fallen on the ground, I can just hit them with the blowtorch and it'll kill all the seeds. And the important thing is just to get them before they go to seed.